Hi guys, it's Sam here from Bargain Hunting Blonde, and today I'm bringing you my Celine collection. I wanted to do this because I don't think a lot of people really focus on Celine and focus on what great bags the brand actually has. And I personally love Celine. I have bought some of my Celine from the boutique. I've bought some of them pre-loved, and I just really love the quality and the understated elegance I feel like Celine has. So let's get started with my oldest Celine bag. So my oldest Celine bag is this Luggage Tote. This is the micro size. So there currently now are 3 sizes of the Luggage Tote. The first is the mini, which is, for its name, you would expect it to be small. It's actually probably like 2 times, maybe 3 times bigger than the micro. This is the micro, so this is the middle size. And then there's the Nano, and the Nano is the one with the strap, which is really common. So I got myself this Celine micro for my 25th birthday. I purchased this from Fashionphile, which was my first purchase from them, and it was a great experience, and I have since bought a lot of bags from them, and I highly recommend them. I wanted a colored one, just because I think it's a great pop of color, and I just wanted something that was a statement. And at the time I was studying to take the California bar, and I just wanted to get myself a nice present. It was a long haul, and I didn't really get to celebrate my 25th birthday. So instead of celebrating, I bought myself a present. So this is in the drummed leather. It's like a lipstick red, and you'll see that the accent color is gold. So most Celine hardware that I've come across, except for one of my bags, is gold, and I've noticed that that's just common with them. You can find silver, but it's normally this sort of antiqued gold. So as I said with all my bags, again, as I take it out, I stuff everything. So this bag has a zipper, which you guys can see the end of it right there. So you can zip it closed, but most of the time I just leave it open as more of a tote. It does have one zippered pocket in the back there, and it does have 2 slip pockets in the front, and this, I'm not sure if these still have it, but this actually has the cell phone pocket is one of the slip pockets. No phone nowadays would fit in that cell phone pocket, but it is still there, and I'm not sure if that's still how these bags are, as mine is a little older. But it is lined with a fabric, which is really nice, and I think that is common in all of the luggage totes, not in the Nanos, but in the actual luggage totes. So again, great bag. As I always point out, it does have feet, which I really appreciate. The drummed leather is known to keep its shape a little more. As you guys can see, this one's still pretty square. Some of the other leathers, especially the smooth leather in these bigger bags does lose its shape really easily, and so I do definitely keep this stuff to keep its shape. So my next purchase in the Celine world was actually a vintage piece. I believe it is from the 70s. It might be from the early 80s. But it is this Celine horse and carriage bag, which you guys can see why it's named that is the horse and carriage buckle right there. It is very reminiscent of the mini size of the box bag and is very similar to the box bag. So no pockets on the back. It is a boxed leather. I bought this from a Japanese reseller on eBay because I couldn't find any from Fashionphile and the RealReal, which I buy here. They don't normally have such vintage bags. So it has a very cool clasp in the front. You then open like this. It is very reminiscent of the box bag. As you can see, it's kind of hard to see since it's black, but it has 3 pockets right there. So you got this front one, this middle one, and a back one, which does have a zip, which I don't know if you guys can see. It is a great bag. It does have some wear on it, but that was before I purchased it. I mean, it is a 30-plus-year-old bag, like 40-year-old bag. It's a very old bag, and it really, really has held up. So I love this. I see them all the time on eBay when I'm looking at different vintage bags. I think it can be a little harder to find one like the one I have. So the one I have is actually long enough to be worn crossbody, and it does have an adjustable strap right there. So that's a lot rarer to find. A lot of them are exclusively shoulder bags. You can still find them very reasonably priced. I think this cost me around $250, $300, which is really reasonable and I love it. And I actually use it a lot when I'm in Europe because it's a great crossbody bag and fits everything I need. So then I went on a little bit of my nano phase. So I do really love my micro luggage tote, but a big disadvantage is it is only handheld. And while that is fun when you're trying to make a statement and you're feeling really elegant carrying your bag, it's not always the most practical. So I invested, this was for my 26th birthday, I got this little guy, and this is the Luggage Nano. So most of the time people just call it Nano. In the smooth electric blue. It does have the crossbody strap, which attaches there. I just don't have it on currently. The crossbody strap is unfortunately not adjustable for this bag, which is fine for me because I'm 5'10", and it works for me as both a crossbody and as a shoulder bag, but for anyone who is shorter, I could see it being very long. So you might have to buy another strap. It also, again, stuffing. It also has the little back slip pocket, but like the tote does, but it is not zipped. And it's really just kind of an open space. So while this is a mini bag, it holds a ton of stuff. It can hold a full-size wallet, both phones, and just a bunch of other, I mean, you can literally pile it full of stuff. The only drawback to me besides the strap length, if you're shorter than me, is that it does not have any feet. So if you are setting this on the ground, you're setting it directly on the ground, and it is a pretty pricey bag to be setting directly on the ground. So I love this little blue one because it was a great pop of color, but I decided I need something a little more neutral. So I picked up this baby from Fashion File. It is again in the smooth leather, but it is a tri-colored bag, again with the gold hardware. So this is actually a vanilla, this is a caramel, and black. So I love this bag, again, with the zipper and everything on the interior is the same as the electric blue one. The only difference with this bag is that because it is this vanilla and black, some of the black, like this little black zipper tab, have rubbed off on the vanilla, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Considering it's like its own bag and it's not like it was me with like jeans or anything like that. So the vanilla is a little bit of a lighter color. I'm not sure how bad it is if this was maybe a pebbled vanilla color or a pebbled white, that might change it a little bit. But overall, I love this bag. I just wanted something that was a little more neutral for me to carry around and was still this Nano. I think this Nano is a great size. I think if you're only considering getting one size of the luggage, I would definitely recommend the Nano. So after that, I decided I wanted to actually go and purchase one of my Celenes in the Celine boutique. So when I was in Paris, and if you guys have watched my Europe haul, you'll know the story a little bit behind this bag. But basically, I got the last color of this in all of Europe, but it is now a, I guess you call like a classic color, or a color that they always make this bag in every season. It's like the black and the beige. It's always present. So that would be my beautiful belt bag that is in this dark gray color. It's kind of like a slate gray in the drummed leather with the gold hardware. So again, as you guys will have seen, I've showed you a couple bags and they have all had gold hardware. I just think that's really something Celine does, and Celine loves the antiqued gold look. And I think with a lot of their colors does look really good. But if you're not a gold hardware person, I do have one bag that doesn't have gold hardware, which I will show you, is my latest acquisition. And I think it looks great with the silver, but I do think it's definitely a harder find for Celine bags. So this one again has the shoulder strap, but it is not a crossbody strap. It's the mini, so it is the biggest size. It's not that big. It again has the lock, which is the pull down, push up. Some people love it, some people hate it. I don't mind it. And I just think it's a great bag. It has its, very distinct, I guess you call it, belt or whiskers, as I've seen people call it. It's a great bag, and it seems really secure. It kind of reminds me of the trapeze, but is like a newer, updated version. So then I went a little bit of time without purchasing another Celine bag. I love Celine, but I was trying to decide if I wanted to add what I wanted to add to my collection and what I thought I'd be using the best. I do love some of the bright colors Celine comes out with, but for me, a lot of their bags are really better off in like a really classic sort of color. And so I like more of the grays and the blacks and the neutral tones. So when I was last in London, I picked up this little cutie, which is another belt bag. Guys, if you couldn't tell, I love the belt bag. I love the practicality of having a top handle and having a strap. I think it means the world to me. It's so many ways to use it, so convenient, and I absolutely love that. This one does come with a crossbody strap. Again, in typical Celine fashion, it is not adjustable. So again, great for my height. Not so sure how good it would be for someone who is shorter than me. And again, I'm 5'10", so I'm pretty tall. This is in the beige color. I was deciding between this and another color they call clay, which is another sort of light beige color, but it has much more of a blue cold undertone, and this has a much warmer undertone. So I went with this one. It does have, as you can see by the little stamp on there, the gold hardware. Just like the big one, it does have a beautiful back pocket, has the little hooks right here, and it is really just, it's a great bag. It's smaller. Let me show you the two. It is smaller, as you guys can see. Sorry, this one's open. But it is significantly smaller. They did recently come out with the Nano, which is really cute, but I think a little too small for me, and seems not to hold as much as the Nano luggages. So my last acquisition for the world of Celine is the classic pebbled leather black Celine Nano, and I guess I shouldn't call it pebbled. They do call their pebbled leather drummed. So this is a drummed black Celine Nano. It does have the silver hardware, as you can see by the stamp. This is the only bag I have come across in their collection that wasn't a box bag that had the silver hardware. I think as I've been looking at more recent seasons, they've had a lot more silver hardware, but it's just not as common and not as easy to find as, say, at Chanel, where they make a lot of their bags with both the gold and the silver. So I think this was, and will be for a while, my last Celine acquisition. I just really wanted the black. I think it's really just a great staple bag. Like I said, I love this bag. I carry it like this all the time. I love that it has the long strap that you can attach. It's just really a great bag. So this is the latest in my collection. And I have been looking at some Celine bags, and I have been in and out of the store. I love the Celine box bag, which I'll put a picture of somewhere on the screen. I really love it in the classic black with the aged gold hardware. I've really been eyeing it. I just can't decide what type of leather I want. I do love the box leather, which is the classic, but it does wear, and it can wear a lot. I do love the goat skin. I think it's a little more durable. And the Liège leather is beautiful, but they have not come out with a black in that in a while. So I've been watching the pre-loved market, but haven't seen it pop up yet. I also do like the Phantom, but have been really hesitant as it is a giant, giant bag, and the bottom of the bag. So if you see this, guy, this is the micro. Luckily the bottom's flat. I mean, it looks a little caved in, but that's just because it's normally got stuffing in it. It currently doesn't. It sits flat, but the Phantom has such a big base that it actually starts to curve into a U, and I'm just not sure that the wear on that bag would be practical for me, especially without a strap. And then lastly, I've been looking at the trapeze, and the trapeze was discontinued, I believe, last year, so I would have to buy it on the pre-loved market. But it reminds me a lot of the belt bag, and I just really like that versatility, and I find that they're really durable. So I'm definitely considering picking one of those up pre-loved. Currently, I'm really content with my Celine collection, and I'm glad that I got to share it with you guys. So if you like these sort of luxury videos, please make sure to subscribe down below and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a video. I try to release about 1 to 2 videos a week, and I'd really love your guys' support. Also, if you like seeing how I style my bags, please check out my Facebook and my Instagram, which are both linked down below. And lastly, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys during my next video. Thanks, bye.